Hi, everybody. Welcome back. We're here again on the live today. And, I am Monica at Wellbeing Mastery, and I'm just inviting my amazing guest speakers from the show to share a little bit about their work and give you little snippets and tidbits about what the show is going to be about. We are really helping people who may be struggling with chronic pain, with depression, with not having the energy that they truly want and need for a life that really is worth living. So this is my gift for you. I invited 27 amazing speakers, and Bonnie Serratore is with us today. She's one of our guest stars. I'll let her talk about her work so you know who she is. And so I just want to invite you to join in again. And you're going to find a link up in the Facebook description here, in the Facebook live description. I'm also going to put the link on the comments, and you can sign up completely free. There's 27 full-length interviews giving you this spectrum, those different approaches, ways of actually helping you create a life of true health, abundant energy, and really living your mission however you see it, and really digging deeper into what is that inspires me so that I can live a beautiful life in harmony with myself, with others, with nature, with my body. So I'm so excited for everybody to be here, and let's welcome Bonnie. Hello.
Hi, Monica. Thank you. So much fun. I mean, it's exciting to be able to bring awareness to people, seeking that want to really change their life, change their world. So I'm really glad to be a part of this. Thank you.
Oh, thank you. Well, I'd love to hear if you can tell our viewers just a little bit about what you do and who you are and what your work is all about. So they have a little tidbit.
Yeah. Okay, well, basically, my life has been, totally committed to the unraveling and the liberation from within. If we're liberated from within, then everything out here is going to be very different. So I've been doing my work, this kind of work, for 36 years. Of course, it's changed over the years, as everybody's work does. It's just gotten more profound and more potent, more powerful, faster. And I want to back up a little bit because, in the past, my work was really about unraveling the emotional body. And that was it. That was for real. That was what that paradigm was all about. Okay. I was like a forerunner in all of that. I started doing that kind of work way back in, like back in the 80s. And, just really going in the subconscious and on all that unraveling. And then when I was in the desert, I went to the desert in 2006 and spent 4 years. But that's where I started to see and sense and know and discover many different kinds of interferences that affected us in so many ways. So it wasn't just, not that I was, but there was something about really getting it, that there's all these kinds of interferences that really affect someone. And if we don't clean that up, then sometimes, it makes it more challenging to unravel things. But basically what my work is about is finding the core of whatever suffering, whatever wounding, whatever shock or trauma that's happened for someone, whether it be in this lifetime or another, doesn't matter. But to find that and unravel it. And it isn't so simple as, okay, we're just going to go clear a past life. Okay. Sometimes it actually means, every time would be discarnates. Everyone has discarnates, and they're attached to whatever wounding or suffering or whatever's in, shocks, traumas that are in the body. And whatever you've lived, you're going to have beings attached to that. Meaning, if you grew up, somehow being mentally or emotionally abused, you're going to have whatever that caused, you're going to have the same kind of entities within. So, it's like clearing the discarnates, finding out where it began, releasing agreements and contracts, And then this is such a trip, but it happens all the time. We can have somebody who doesn't want us to be free. Someone could be interfering that are on the astral planes or even coming from past lives. So, I mean, it just goes so deep and so profound in the unraveling of finding all the components. And what I love, and I mean, this is why I do what I do, is when we get all the pieces, okay? Sometimes it's quick, boom, done, just like that, one session. Sometimes it takes a couple more sessions, but there's occasionally like one in probably 1,000 or so where it takes more than that. But basically, what I love about it is when an issue is cleared and the wounding is released and freed from the body, you can't even find the reaction. There's no more reaction. You can't even find the thought. Okay, so like if you're someone who's like suffering and always feeling like life doesn't go well, that you're always undermined, that you never get to have what others have, and there's that poor me and the victim. And then I go in, I start finding all the pieces, and then pretty soon it's like you can't even find it. It's like it doesn't exist. So for me, that's liberation. So it's all about liberating one from our own inner suffering, no matter where it's coming from, no matter when it happened. So
yes, that's beautiful. Yes, that was something that really stuck with me after our interview, or stayed with me after our interview, is that we can achieve that liberation to actually feel free within us. And because so many people do struggle, and sometimes we really don't know why is my life so hard? What is really happening that I try so hard? I'm trying, I've tried every medication that there is. I've tried every therapist, every healer, and nothing is happening for me because I'm still back in that same loop. So I loved when you talked about ways, to help to clear it up. And something that really also felt really important to me when we talked about emotions and clearing is that we have to feel it, right? We have to be courageous to go in and actually allow ourselves to experience, sometimes really very painful memories, painful feelings, painful emotions, but it's not about keep on, it doesn't mean that we have to keep on experiencing them. It takes a minute to then actually step out and live that fully liberated life.
Yes. If you surrender. See, it's all about the surrender, okay? It's like, I've been studying, I swear, I've worked with thousands and thousands and thousands of people, in 36 years. So it's all the same. There's an emotion that's lodged in the subconscious, carried over from past lives. And as long as that's there, we're going to keep recreating something to activate that wound. Okay, because we're trying to unravel it, but we don't know that. We just think, oh no, more stuff and more evidence, more proof that life is suffering, that life is painful. We're never going to be free. But that's not what's happening. Our soul levels are drawing us and helping us, and our soul families are all coming together to bring these situations to us so we can hit that wounded place and go through it and be done, rather than, oh no, here it is again. Well, I keep drawing this to me. I must be bad. I'm being punished. I'm not loved,
Yes.
It's so crazy.
Absolutely. And I love when you talk about we actually build evidence for ourselves. We manifest evidence when we're coming from that place of, a wounding. And if we turn it around, if we think about it as learning, as actually the universe or the higher self, whatever you want to picture it as, is giving us that opportunity to actually see, to actually turn inside and do that work. So it's I love when you talk about surrendering, and I think it's also the willingness and also having that bigger picture. So what I love about, with Bonnie and with our many other speakers that we have on the show, we talk about creating that bigger vision, bigger picture for our lives. It's not just a daily grind where we just always reproducing the same thing over and over, the same pain, the same struggle. But I'd love to ask, because today I'm asking that question. It just came to me like really strongly. How do we actually step into that bigger picture for our life? Because if we don't have a bigger picture or bigger mission or something that drives us, it's very easy to get stuck in that daily rut of pain and discomfort and struggle.
Right. I think it's really important, you know, and just my experience with working with so many people is people get attached to their suffering. They get identified. I mean, we all know on some level, this is like old news, you know what I mean? Familiar family. I mean, I remember way back in the 90s, 80s, where that was all becoming revealed. So what happens though is we have to wake up to that feeling that it feels so good to feel so bad. Okay.
Yeah.
It's a perverse pleasure in one's suffering. Okay. And anybody who's in suffering will have that because they've lived with it all their lives. I remember my own life, Monica, where, you know, the big victim, you know, and it's like, and it doesn't negate what was happening. If you went to court, they say, oh yeah, this happened, this there. Yeah. Okay. But that's not what this is about. We're talking higher level consciousness. We're talking waking up. We're talking taking charge of our lives and changing our lives, and the realization that we are accountable and responsible and create our reality 100%. Okay. So part of the journey is you got to wake up to your own suffering. You got to wake up to your attachment. To your attachment to your suffering, the feeling that it does feel good. Okay. When you start waking up to that, then you are empowered. But to be able to say, you know, I found it, I feel it, and I'm ready to be done with this. Then you can start looking at a bigger picture. You know, when you're in it and you're the victim, it's very challenging for someone say, oh yeah, you got perverse pleasure. It's like they're going to say, not me, you know, get out of here. I don't like you. You know what I mean? They won't get it. Okay. But when we realize it, when we finally realize and we feel it and know it, because there's a sensation in the body we can feel. So when anybody who's in that place where they're feeling, you know, victimized, you know, like whatever life is bringing, and you kind of be with yourself, you're going to feel an energy. You'll feel that emotion. But when you be with that and you have that intention of waking up and realizing, this does feel good. And once you get that, you can make a different choice. I mean, I've had people who even say to me, they actually like being that pity pot, that poor me. You know what I mean? So that's actually the first step. Without that, you're not going to be able to see in a bigger picture. Okay. But once you get that piece, and then you go, okay, I get it. I finally found it. I'm loving my suffering. Okay. Now I want to be done with that. Then we can start realizing we are so much more than these bodies. We are so much more than what we think we are, you know, and we're limited by our misperceptions of reality, our beliefs. And when that starts to happen, I mean, meaning when we start to wake up that, oh, I'm loving my suffering. Okay. It's like, I'm going to make it, you start making different choices. So when you do start to go into that poor me, you wake up and go, wait, there I go. I'm going right down that rabbit hole, right into that same old familiar place. No, I'm not going there. Stop. Okay, stop. And now start pulling in and start thinking about, and, you know, just become aware of more positive things, in my world, in my life. Look, it doesn't matter, just finding anything, even a memory where you had joy or happiness, being in nature, whatever that is, you know, really let that begin to be your focus rather than focusing on that poor me and spinning those stories that you tell yourself. Because here's the thing, none of those are actually believing them. I don't know. Yeah. So we're just believing them. They're not real. And when we wake up to all of that, then we're empowered. And when we also start when we start accepting that I am creating my reality 100%. It's a co-creation with the souls. So I call it soul dancing. We're soul dancing with soul family, and we're co-creating. But basically, whatever I've got in my subconscious, that's what's going to come to me. Okay, so if I'm going to unravel all of that, then I have to realize I'm creating this reality. I'm doing it, no matter what it is. I don't care what it is, Monica. It's health, it's wealth, it's love, it's, you know, everything. Okay, we are doing it ourselves. So we need to wake up to that. And the awareness is really the first step. When we have
Mm-hmm.
awareness, then
Yeah.
we can start stepping out into
Yeah.
other areas and, start making shifts
Yes.
and changes. Yeah.
Yes, like with myofascial release, we say without awareness there is no choice. So we have to
Right.
make the choice, but we have to be first aware, then make the choice. But also um, we have to be honest with ourselves. I think that's what I'm
Mm-hmm.
getting from you today. Like, yes, I'm willing to be honest about all that because I do want to step out to a life that's so much more
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
enjoyable, better, clearer, full of
Yeah.
mission, full of energy, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So thank you so much for that. And you know, you guys, so this is just a little snippet because Bonnie's giving you a full spectrum of everything that, you know, can be helpful to you to actually turn inside and be aware and make those choices and know how to do it. And
Mm-hmm.
I know, Bonnie, have presence on Facebook, you have presence on YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to tag you here. And so everybody, please connect with Bonnie on social media, and you can learn from her. And also, of course, join us for Wellbeing Mastery, because this is all about giving you those tools to be empowered as much as
Mm-hmm.
you actually choose to be. So
Right.
we have Bonnie and 26 other amazing speakers. So imagine that everybody will give you a
Yeah.
perspective, right? A
Yes.
way of actually accessing higher level of health and vitality on many different levels with your mind, your emotions, your spirit, your body, all of it together. So it's going to be it's a big party too. And so I want to appreciate you, Bonnie, here for jumping in, and want to appreciate everybody for
Mhm.
being here with us. And again, please join. I'm going to put the link. You can join absolutely for free. There's no strings attached to anything.
Mhm.
And join the party. Be with us. So, okay. Thank you
Yes.
so much. Thank you so much, Bonnie. And thank you, everybody. And we'll see you soon.
Yes. Yes.
Bye
See you
bye.
soon. Bye.